Hello guys, how's it going? Screezilla here, I hope you're all well. So, the Italians have arrived. So, first video on one of the Italian planes is going to be the G55, the Fiat G55. Now, there's three variants in the game. It's a weird replay bug. There's three variants in the game. There's the G55S, the G55 Mark 1, I think it is, and the G55 Centauro Series 0, which was basically the testbed aircraft, first version of it. So the S is your premium aircraft, and the other two you can gain by grinding down the line. Now, this plane's pretty damn good. It's got the Daimler-Benz DB601 engine in it. Very powerful engine. Very good engine, the V12. It does mean that sometimes you do have issues with oil and water overheating, but generally this plane's pretty damn good. It's got a good speed to it as well. You can easily get to, when climbing, this plane's pretty much stock. It's only got the radiator upgrade, and climbing at a relatively fast rate, I'm able to get 175 miles per hour. I found it's worked very well in that respect. This plane was designed to bring down heavy bombers and such, and also dogfight, and it does that pretty well. Pretty damn good at turning. It's a pretty fun plane. The main thing is the armament on it. Now this one has 4 50 cals and a single cannon in it. So the 50 cals are on the top and actually on the bottom, and the cannon's in the middle. So you have no guns on the wings. Very different, but it means you've got a very centralised firing position. This actually makes the Zero variant, Type O variant, my favourite of them all. It's really, really, really damn good. So, 16 of these ones were actually made in pre-production, and they were soon turned into Type 1, Type 2 variants. So, it has got a pretty good combat history to it. It did okay. It came at a bad time. It sort of came towards the end of the full Italian war with the Allies, so it didn't get too much use. However, once it being sort of tested and things like that, there were some comparative tests put up against the Bf-109G and the Focke-Wulf 190, and the Luftwaffe itself actually regarded the G55 as the best Axis fighter. They really liked it. They said it was very good. It proved to be a very robust and fast aircraft, and proved itself to be an excellent interceptor at high altitude. In 1944, over northern Italy, the Centauro clashed with British Spitfires, P-51 Mustangs, 47 Thunderbolts and Lightnings, and it proved not to be an easy adversary. But sadly, only 300 of these planes have been built, compared to the Bf-109s, which had 34,000 planes built. You can sort of see the comparison. It didn't have a good length of service to really be compared. But when it was fighting, it did prove to be more than adequate, and actually very good against some of these fighters that people consider the best of the war. Now, the Germans did use some of these, and they did put a few of them in their markings. A few had the Luftwaffe's colours and insignia stamped onto them, but not many. As I said, there weren't many made, unfortunately. Interestingly, the G55 program was still was still in high interest even after the war. Kurt Tank of Focke-Wulf fame, he was still very interested in the program. He previously tested the G55 and he had nothing but praise for the aircraft. However, events in the war didn't make it easy to produce them, and so the G55 program was abandoned. The production of the G55 required 15,000 man-hours, whereas they reckoned they could get it down to about 9,000 man-hours to finally sort of get it on par. However, when you consider the BF-109 only had 5,000 man-hours to produce one, it really didn't come into effect. So the TA-152 was introduced instead. So I was going up for some bombers, just hunting. Now this plane, I have got the upgraded 50 cals on it, but that's all. Everything else is stock. And the 20mm, I've had a few plays with them now, on the Italian aircraft are pretty friggin' hopeless. They really do bugger all. Got a good fire on his wing there. But it's an American aircraft, it'll put that fire out no trouble because I'm not piloting it. Guaranteed, if that was me, I would burn to death. It's just the way it is. So there's a P-61 now coming in. So I'll switch my attention to him instead. So you get into the dive. It's very manoeuvrable, and the other thing I'm hastening to mention is my pilot is not trained at all. So I'm blacking out in most of these manoeuvres. So I red out and black out in pretty much every manoeuvre I do, and it does make it a little bit hard. But you'll see here I am gaining on the P-61, and with the upgraded engine, I do actually have the ability to outperform P-61s. This plane is frigging fast. It can get up to almost 380 on the flat without any trouble once the engine's fully upgraded, and that really makes a difference. Now I see a friend coming into the left, so I dart behind this mountain and hide. So I'm hoping he forgets and thinks I've broken off to go after his friend.
You magnificent bastard, I read your book!
I can see him, he can't see me. Comes out. Surprise, motherfucker. Do some serious damage to him. Now, I'm still getting used to these guns, but they're a bit slower in their firing. Damage his cockpit, and he is as good as dead. Just want to make sure. Boom. First kill in this plane. This was my sort of first true game in this plane as well. I've actually been doing a couple of the arcade air assault games, and interestingly enough, there's been a change in that. They have now made it so you get more experience. So that is very good news. Now, I'm quite far off here, firing away. I've seen this guy put out a fire before. Down to 50 cals, and he is gone. Get the assist for that. All is good. And that's pretty much the game there. As you see, I have damage on my left wing, and it did affect me slightly, but it wasn't bad. All in all, this plane is really quite good. I would actually say this plane is better than the premium aircraft, mainly due to the guns. It's actually better than the upgraded version as well, because of the guns. We'll head back to the hangar and I'll just show you what I mean. As I say, nothing more happens in that replay, so don't worry, you're not missing anything interesting. Of course, the premium does get the advantage of having torpedoes on it. So that if you want torpedoes on a fighter, then get the premium. So the premium, you have 320mm cannons. So you have one in the middle and two on the wing. However, the MG151s are terrible. You think Hispanos spark? These things are the worst. I can't even begin to describe how bad they are. They spark more than Zippo lighters. So, yeah, pretty terrible aircraft, in my opinion. Great flying and characteristics and stuff like that. Without the torpedo on it, it's very fast. But realistically, it's not that good. The 50 cals on the Italian airplanes are really actually pretty good. So the G55 Series 1 gives you free 20 mils and 250 cals. Now this is possibly an improvement because you still got those 50 cals doing their damage. So the 50 cals are nice and set in the nose there, but you have those extra 20 mils firing as well. So I haven't really played around with the Series 1 yet, so I can't be sure how different it is in that respect. But bear in mind it does have more weight. So the weight does affect it a little bit. It is a heavier aircraft because of those extra cannons. The Series O has, as I said, one cannon, but it has 4 50 cals. And this is the unique thing about it. The 50 cals are nice and set in. So you've got 2 at the bottom, 2 at the top, and then you've got your cannon in the middle. So it gives you really good central mass firing. Head on this thing to your own demise. If you've got armor, then you'll be fine, because this thing really doesn't have any armor. The engine will stop most of it, but there's not that much armor on this plane. So your pilot is going to take a bit of a hit if you do that. However, it is very maneuverable. The plane is really nice to fly, and as I said, the speed is the main thing. So far I've only got the engine and the radiator. There is a lot more improvements to go. The other thing you get with this plane are the bombs. So you can get 100 kilogram bombs. The Italian bombs are really good. I'll let you know that. The bombing video will be coming up soon, now that the Italian aircraft are out. I'm glad I waited, because the Italian bombs are pretty spectacular. Yeah, I will talk about that soon. So the 20mm bolts, you got your default incendiary tracer, armor piercing high explosive, and high explosive incendiary shell. Tracer, APHE, HEI. Universal is tracer, HEI, armor piercing. Air targets is API, high explosive incendiary, and tracer. So pretty much all of them are incendiaries, but as I said, these spark a lot. I've done a few tries with different layouts. I might give the armoured belt a try, see how that goes, because I'm just finding they spark all the time. And also with the 20mm, it's, if you look at the penetration value at 100 meters, 17mm, you've got the same armor penetration with your 50 cals as you do with your 20mm, which is a bit odd if you ask me, but they're very low velocity, those 20mm. As I said, they're pretty hopeless. The Italian planes work best with 50 cals, so remember that while you're grinding up the trees, because a lot of them have just 50 cals on them, and then you get upgraded variants with the 20mm cannon. So for instance, the C205 Series 1 and Series 3. Series 3 you get the 50 cals instead of the 7.7mm guns, and you get two 20mm guns. The thing is, your 50 cals are going to do more damage than your cannons. It's really weird. I'm finding it very strange. The 50 cals are much better. I've also been flying the Kingfisher quite a lot, and I've gotten about 7 kills with the Kingfisher so far, just with the Top Gun alone. This gun here, which is 50 cal. This 50 cal here has given me so many kills, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's the Italian 50 cals are well worth it. So that is some good news. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it helped you a little bit for your grind in the Italian line when it comes up soon for everybody. Remember, it is still in beta for people that haven't bought a premium aircraft yet, so if you do want to play Italian vehicles, you have to buy the premium kit, much like they did with the Japanese tanks. Okay guys, I will catch you next time, and I hope you have a lovely day. This is Screezler out. Bye bye.